What's going on, guys and girls? Welcome back to Spiral Episode 1 playthrough. This is a continuation of Chapter 3. Just to refresh your memory, we left off in the warehouse. We had just defeated that group of Advent Front terrorists. And now we're trying to get through that big door, but the control panel is deactivated, so we need to find another way. So we gotta solve the puzzle here. So we're gonna grapple up to these ledges, and we see some more terminals that are deactivated. So we're going to activate them here. Maybe. There we go. And I have to use our grappling hook to activate all the control panels. We just got one there. There's one straight ahead, as you can see, and there's another one in the back left corner of the warehouse as well. So, if you guys didn't know, this game came out July 20th, 2013, or June 20th, excuse me, June 20th, 2013. Man, I just skipped the whole month. But it came out the same day as XCOM, and XCOM was, of course, made for Xbox 360 and the PC, so it was a little more high-profile game. This one kind of got overlooked. I just happened across it through, I think, Twitter. I think at Pixel Games followed me or something, and I saw it on Twitter. I wanted to check it out, and I had never heard of this company. They're brand new. This is their first game, but if I had any power in the gaming industry, which I don't, unfortunately, this could easily win Game of the Year for an iOS title. So far, this is, in my opinion, from the ones I've played that have been released this year, this is the best game of 2013, both in terms of gameplay and graphics. Now, it has unfair competition in XCOM because that is a full console port, which is in itself impressive that they took a 360 game and scaled it down enough to fit in the palm of your hand on your iPhone or iPad. And of course, there's been some other fairly big name releases, like Knights of the Old Republic on old Xbox One and PC. Not the new Xbox One, the original Xbox and PC game by BioWare that was released recently as well. But in terms of designed for touchscreen iOS games, this is, in my humble opinion, front runner for the best title of 2013. Now, if Cher would happen to release Infinity Blade 3 this year, maybe this fall, one can hope, right? Then, Spiral might have a run for its money, so to speak, with Infinity Blade 3, because that game has a huge fan base, as you all know. You are all, I'm guessing, fans of that game, or you wouldn't be watching my channel, probably. But as of now, this is my favorite game of the year so far. So we got all those activated, and now we can enter the restricted area, where we are pretty sure that the battery core is being housed. There's some Advent Front members of the infamous terrorist group Advent Front, and they have a bad feeling that something's not right here, and I don't know what that is yet. It could be that we're standing up above them, watching them ready to pounce. I don't know, but there it is. There's the battery core, emanating some weird yellow light. And here is Detective Noir. Noir? Whatever. I don't know. Not a very original name. But, nonetheless, a member of the government and the police force come to buy the battery core from the terrorist group. But, typical of all bad guys who strive for more power, as we'll see in a second here, he double crosses the Advent Front and decides to zap one of them with the power of voodoo. Sorry, bad joke. Now, the power from the battery core has transformed that once small, tiny human being into this giant, powerful entropy. And this is the first real boss of the game. And he can sense our power, so we can't hide anymore from him, so now we must fight him. This was the first real, I mean, all the fights have been fun because the fighting mechanic is really cool, but this was by far my favorite fight scene. So right now we're just trying to take out the minions, so to speak, of the giant entropy. And these were all, of course, once humans, either Advent Front, or maybe some were police officers, or some were just random humans on the street that got caught up in the spiral virus, which we now know is caused by the battery core. And it looks like maybe being used by the government to control the masses. And I'm getting my ass fucked right now by this guy. Oh my gosh, I think if he would have hit me one more time, I probably would have died. Luckily, after every fight sequence, your health gets regenerated. You don't need health packs because you have Eva. She can use her powers to heal you because you're kind of half machine, half human, which is how you can make shields out of thin air and swords and giant staffs and guns. So we'll take these guys out one by one here. Yeah. And then we'll run through the doors here with the giant entropy hot on our tails, trying to escape the warehouse before we get crushed by his almighty power. Right now, at this point, I'm still trying to learn the best strategy, I guess, of fighting. I still haven't mastered the fighting mechanics, which sounds funny to say since it just all you do is tap the screen to fight. But as I said in the earlier episode, it does take a little more than just tapping the bad guy repeatedly to kill him, because you do get surrounded by many enemies and you need to use some defensive measures like the shield, which if you do not use any input, if you don't attack, then your character will try to raise his shield to deflect the attacks. Not all attacks are deflectable. The other thing you can do is called a counter attack. You see a little exclamation point above the bad guy's head. Tap on him. You tap on him, then you see the exclamation point. You'll do a counter attack, which interrupts his attack, allowing you to strike quicker. And I thought maybe I could just run away from these guys through the door, but it wouldn't let me, which is why I just ran straight into the door. Then I got myself stuck in this weird angle where the camera was not cooperating, too close to the wall or something. I don't know. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen a lot. That's one of the few times that I even recall that happening to me. Otherwise, the camera does a pretty good job of keeping you centered on the enemies that you're fighting. These guys are too powerful for my defensive blast, so I have to find a different strategy here, because my defensive blast doesn't knock them backwards at all. Those guys are powerful too. Those giant swords that they're wielding, those giant energy swords, they take a lot of health from you. So there you go, talking about the counterattacks. And there's an exclamation point above the enemy's head. You can do a counterattack. So we made it outside of the warehouse, but so did the giant entropy, and he wants to eat us or something. He wants to absorb our power by defeating us in battle. And as you can see, he's really, really strong. My attacks barely hurt him at all. So you need to dodge and stay alive and attack him every opportunity you can. The closer he gets to you, you'll do close range and mid-range attacks. Those ones hurt him more than firing your gun at him. Yeah, I found out. As you see there, shooting him didn't really make a dent at all, compared to when you can get close enough to him to use your staff or swords. But the danger with getting too close to him is his attacks will fuck you up. They are really powerful. They take down a lot of health quickly, as you see there. So, although closer attacks do more damage quicker, sometimes you gotta just attack from long range and just keep avoiding his attack. The way to avoid his attack, if you don't remember from the earlier videos, wait, let me do this super move here first, which didn't really hurt him that much, but it looked cool. So the way to dodge is to double tap on the screen to dash in that direction, and that will allow you to avoid enemies' attacks. The other way to avoid the small enemies here is, of course, the counterattack. So for the boss battle, the entropy here, the giant entropy, you are not going to be able to counter his attacks. He's too powerful. So you just need to dash away from them and wait for your opportunity to strike. We got another special attack that we were able to charge up. If you hold on the enemy and charge up all the way to the red, charge as high as it will go, you'll do a special attack. And there are 3 different special attacks. A long range one, which you saw earlier when I shot my dual wielding pistols at him. The mid range, which you just saw a second ago when I used my ghost hands to kind of crush him. There is a 3rd one that is harder to get because they need to be in close range to you, so it's harder to time, and it'll be like a fury punch of fists. I don't get that attack on this enemy, but I will show you in a later video what that attack looks like. It's harder because you need to charge up all the way without getting hit, and then have them in the smallest purple circle, the close range circle. As you can see, there are, on the outside is the blue for the mid-range. If they're outside of the blue circle, they're in long range. If they're inside of the blue circle, they're in mid-range. And if they're inside the purple circle, they are in close range. and you can do more damage in close range, but also they can attack you and hurt you more in close range as well. So we're slowly taking this guy down. He has about 1/3 of his health left now. So it shouldn't be much longer before we defeat him. The other thing you don't need for this boss, as you'll see here in a second, you don't have to take his health down all the way to survive the battle. Because once you get him down to a certain point, he's going to try a move on you to take you out. He's going to basically self-destruct and try to destroy us all. Both of us, I should say. So we almost got him down all the way to the end of his battle. Just a few more attacks on him should do it. There we go. Now you'll see with the last of his energy, he's charging up for one last kamikaze attack. He's going to charge at you. But we're not afraid of him. We're going to charge right back at him and collide in an explosion of energy, which will conclude Chapter 3. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like. Of course, subscribe and favorite if you enjoy my videos. Until next time, this is Tywin the Vile. Peace.